Welcome back, gents and lady gents, to Dark Souls, episode 5. We are on Prepare to Die edition, of course, and I believe this episode we're going to go ahead and definitely try to go take on the gargoyles of the tower, ring that very first bell of awakening. So let's go ahead and get this started. I know last time we had some problems summoning in some help. Now, those problems might persist. I can't honestly say for sure if they will or not, but if they continue to be a problem, I don't know why these guys are dead. If it continues to be a problem, then we will have to go ahead and take on the gargoyles with NPC help via Solaire. If you remember, Solaire is the NPC that gave us the white summon soapstone last episode. Now, because we have that, we will be able to have him help us in jolly cooperation. Now, because he's doing that, he has a summon sign here before the gargoyle fight, which will actually be very handy when it comes to fighting them if we aren't able to summon any actual human help. Now, I do believe there's one extra NPC that we will meet later this video that will be able to help us as well, so hopefully we're able to do that, and if we are, hey, we got some extra help and it should make the boss fight a lot easier than if I was to try to attempt it alone. Now, I'm going to come back this way just for the sake of opening that gate. If you remember last time I told you you could run straight through the boar and open the gate, and it really negated a lot of issues of trying to get through that area until you're ready for it. Now, let's go ahead and do that this episode. We'll get it taken care of. Open that gate in case we ever want to come back through. And because we open it, we can actually go through and open... actually, no, scratch that, reverse it. We'll have to go ahead and take care of the dragon at some point in time so we can get across that bridge and open the area to the chapel. And that will give us another bonfire area right on top of the bridge. Alright, there's this guy down here. Now this guy right here is the one that I told you about that will run through and close the gate on you. And because he does that, he is a dirty winker. Alright, so get him killed, pick up this basement key here. We're going to need that later to access an area called the Depths. Now in the Depths is where we will rescue yet another NPC that will help sell us some interesting skills and abilities. But before we do that, we need to go ahead and take care of the gargoyles here, like I continue to say, but not do. There's a halberd. I don't think we'll be using that. I think we're just going to stick with the scimitar and the bandit's knife. I know that right now they're not much to scoff at, but at our current bonfire, we are actually right above an NPC that can help us with that. Now, a shield bash from a balder knight. If you see it coming, you might as well drop the shield in order to negate the effect it has on your stamina, because the shield bash itself will do not a whole lot of damage, rather. It will do next to nothing to your health bar, while if it hits your stamina bar, because if it hits you on your shield, it will drain your stamina bar quite ridiculously, which will leave you open to being fatigued and leave you with quite a bit more damage than you would have bargained for right off the bat. Now, these balder knights that have bucklers and rapiers, if you see them go into a defensive stance, for some reason I am just terrible at backstabs. I need to get back into it. It's been a couple hours since I've played and uploaded a video. Now, you will see them drop into a defensive stance, hold up their shield, and raise the rapier. Now, if that happens, do not attack them. You want to wait for them to come out of that animation. I can't speak. Come out of that animation, otherwise they will riposte you instantly, and that almost spells a one-hit kill for just about everybody in the game until you have ridiculous health bars. So as you can see, like, I didn't drop my shield there when he telegraphed that shield bash, and because I didn't, you can see it did quite a bit to my stamina bar. Now, if I had had a bigger shield and the stamina drain was just a little bit greater, and I had been taking hits from him already off the bat, like I had already been taking a few hits from him, my stamina was already drained and hit me with that, it would leave me open for sequential attacks there, and those subsequent attacks would definitely have done quite a bit of damage to myself. So I'm definitely trying to stay out of that area of taking damage. Now, that big black knight we saw just a second ago, the Tower Knight, I like to call them. I believe that's what they're called anyhow, but I'll still call him the Tower Knight. Now, he can be quite a nasty customer, especially because he's big, but he's not very hard to avoid his attacks, he says, as he probably gets beaten into the ground. But I'm going to try to draw him out here where I have just a little bit more room to maneuver. Now, he can do quite a bit of damage to us, so I'm going to go ahead and potion up. He is a one-shot creature, though. As soon as we kill him, just like the Black Knights, if we kill him now, we don't have to worry about him coming back later. He's done. So we want to wait for him to do big attacks like that and get out of the way That way when we come back and he's open for subsequent attacks, it's possible for us to... God, that just hurt a lot more than it should have. He's open for attacks and letting us in to deal all the damage that we need to. That shield bash there will also do quite a large hit to your stamina and leave you fatigued. Because it'll leave you fatigued, again, that's another big opener for an enemy to get damage. So we're just going to do this one hit at a time and let what comes come. Keep doing that one, I like that one. Alright, this guy, they're bigger than I would like them to be, especially for where I'm at in my equipment. I haven't upgraded anything, as you can all plainly see. See, I went for the attack, and I didn't think he was going to pull the second attack there, but he did, and I'm really hurting for it. Luckily, oh god dang it, no, don't. I wasn't in range. I did not know that he got Estus. I did not know he was one of those enemies. That really, really throws a catch in our plan, doesn't it? Wrench in the works. I did not know he would follow that up with another attack. Again, things I didn't know about this guy. Now, I used the environment to my advantage there, and of course, just, like, there's no way I can stay out of range here. This guy's just gonna prove my bane at the start of this video. I really don't want to start this off with yet another death. That would be terrible. Especially considering, you know, how many deaths I've had in the last 2 episodes. That would just not make my day whatsoever. And 27 damage, I mean... Now, again, you see, like I said, it's time to throw caution to the wind when you see me using Estus, because if you can interrupt that that animation, he will get no healing from the Estus flask that he uses. It'll just be an empty animation. Just give you a free hit there. So I really want... Oh, are you serious? I dodged and he turned mid. Alright, Havel, God, this is bringing back nightmares, some post-traumatic stress disorder. I am not enjoying this at all. I thought for sure I had him, but hey, I guess shit happens. Go back up here and try this again. I know I'm not even setting a good pace for myself on, you know, being good at this game right now. But then again, like I've said before, I usually don't play this type of character. I decided out of the blue that I was going to try a little bit different, something a little bit different, because they did introduce some new weapons and whatnot that I really wanted to try out in the DLC, which the DLC itself doesn't happen for a while, but I did want to try it out simply because it's just something that I haven't seen before, and the weapons I want to try scale really well with Dex, and because of that, I really wanted to get a Dexy character, get a more roguelike character started just so I can see those and show those off later game. However, it is proving to be my bane, is switching playstyles in Dark Souls is really not as easy as I thought it would be. Once you're in a playstyle and you're into a mindset of, like myself, I use large greatswords. So once you're in the mindset of using those and a certain moveset, you really get stuck in that combat role, because now I'm not used to dodging and doing very little damage at all. I'm used to dodging or taking a hit on the shield and then doling out my own max damage. So unfortunately, where this knight, see, like, again, I'm not expecting that second hit. I really need to stop doing that. But once again, where this knight is, like, I would have had him done about 2 or 3 hits previously with my old characters that I've run before. But Dark Souls Prepare to Die came out, and I said, you know what, why not try something new and different? Definitely not something to do in Dark Souls, I guess. Once you're kind of stuck in a mindset, you might as well stick with it, as we can all see. I'm really not doing great. You know, the shield isn't doing much for me. I might as well two-hand my weapon here and see if I can't do a little bit more than 27 damage. That might be something that needs to be looked at. Oh, much improved. Much improved. All right. Now, we are cooking with fire or cooking with gas. However it is set in your region, that's what we're cooking with. Having a great time with it. There it is. Alrighty. So it seems like two-handing the weapon was definitely the one to do there. Now that we've got that, we have opened up a new path, ladies and gentlemen. What we can do is, first thing I'm going to do is come right here and get this. This is going to be a Firekeeper Soul. Now, a Firekeeper Soul is a item that if you turn into a Firekeeper, they can upgrade the amount of Estus that you can carry. Or not, I'm sorry, they don't upgrade the amount of Estus you can carry, they upgrade the amount of health each Estus flask themselves will heal you for. So right now, if I go turn this in down here at the Firekeeper Shrine, because yes, we did just open a brand new elevator shortcut to the Firekeeper Shrine. Now, if I go ahead and I turn this in, what it'll allow us to do, ladies and gentlemen, is it will allow us to get a Estus Flask +1. And then I can immediately follow that up with another little, not necessarily a secret, but something I like to do a little sooner than you're supposed to get myself to an Estus Flask +2, which won't take too long at all. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'll get that Estus Flask +1 now. And then I'll come back and I'll level up, because we are going to treat these souls as lost right now. Since I go down to an area we're not necessarily supposed to be in right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and reinforce this, but I expect to die down there and not go back for my souls. So as you can see, she just upgraded us to an Estus Flask +1. Now we heal for just a little bit more than we would otherwise. There is one Firekeeper later in the game where if you... How do we say this? If you kill that Firekeeper, it will drop a Firekeeper soul. Now, you won't be able to access that bonfire any longer, I don't believe, but you will get an extra Firekeeper soul, and you can get your Estus Flask up an additional +1 before you start a New Game Plus or anything such as that. So if you decide to do a New Game Plus, that is something that we'll show off a little bit later. I don't know if I'll kill her myself, but I will show you who to kill and exactly what it does for you. Let's see how much we can level up here. I believe I'm going to take my Vitality up just 1 point here. And 3,000 souls at this point is not a whole lot, 2,000 souls. I'll be getting quite a bit more here in a second. So I'm going to treat these as lost and not necessarily worry about losing them and dying and not getting them back. So if we come down here at Firekeeper Shrine and come through this door, you can just drop down there, but I did want to show off the actual staircase. There's a staircase that leads down. Now if we go through here, running. Alright, now if we come through here all the way, there's another elevator down here. I don't know if I'll have to call it right off the bat. No, it's already here. Now, if we take this elevator, we will end up in a new area. I believe it is the older City of the Gods, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I could absolutely be wrong, but welcome, ladies and gentlemen. If I would get the dang old big deal across the screen, I don't want to say it before we see it. The New Londo Ruins. There it is. Now, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the New Londo Ruins. This is an area that you get to a little bit later in the game to kill a particular boss to get their soul and open up a new path. Now, because I'm here a little bit early, I'm not going to go through and do everything that needs to be done here, unfortunately. But we will go ahead and get one item that will help us tremendously right off the bat. So if you come down here, across this gangway, be careful you don't fall in the water, as in Dark Souls and Demon Souls you cannot swim. So if we fall into the water, unfortunately we just die, and it's not very pretty. Now what we're going to do here, because down here we have some ghosts, and you cannot fight ghosts unless you are cursed or you have a cursed weapon equipped. Now you can take items called a Transient Curse that will temporarily give you all the effects of a curse without actually cursing you. Now you can see that we've got some extra little ghosts down here. I'm hoping to get past them. Here we go, right here and there, we got another Firekeeper soul, and I'm just going to jump off the side here. And as I said, you cannot swim, so it'll just die down here with 2,136 souls. Now again, I am not really worried about losing those souls because I can come down here and get my Estus Flask +2 right off the bat, right at the beginning of the game. And this is before we've even fought the first major boss. So I think we're doing fairly good in that regard. So we got our Estus Flask +2. We're going to go ahead and leave and head up and try to take on the gargoyles here. I don't have any humanity right now, and that might be a little bit of a problem, but let's go ahead and open the way to the gargoyles before I try to cash in some humanity. I don't want to lose that before we get up there and start summoning people, because I really don't want to lose humanity and have to spend more than I absolutely have to. I like to keep as many hard humanity as I can in my inventory for later on if we need to, if we decide to join a covenant. A lot of them require you to have humanity to turn in to level up in that covenant. And one of those, I'm not going to drop any spoilers yet, but one of those, it is very beneficial for you to go ahead and do that because you can help out a very dear friend by going ahead and turning in quite a bit of humanity. So I'm trying to save as much as I can so I don't have to do much farming for it. But let's go ahead and head up into the Undead Parish. Now, as soon as we get to the top here, and of course, this guy... Oh, and there it is. Okay, he didn't quite riposte me, but that right there, that is the pose that we want to avoid attacking during. During that animation, you don't want to give him any attacks, because he will riposte you and just do an absolute ridiculous amount of damage to you, and may kill... Ah, I did it again. Oh, thank God he didn't riposte me. Alright, but he uses a target shield, which has, like I said, the largest riposte window in the game. So we definitely want to... Oh, and he dropped the rapier for us. Nice. But we definitely want to avoid getting riposted by an enemy, because I believe that he is the only one in the game that can actually do that to you. But because of that, he does drop some tremendous damage. But right now, I don't know if he's seen us yet, but there's a channeler there, and if we can sneak up on him and get him killed right off the bat... Nope, he's seen us. Alright, maybe he hasn't seen us, but his little minions here have. It's a room full of these guys, so I like to just stand in the doorway, block it off just a little bit. Now you'll notice if you block, your stamina regenerates much slower than if you leave your shield down. I believe that's because you are going through the motions and using the strength to hold the shield up, which is why it takes a little bit longer. But good lord, if there's just not too many of these guys. I'm going to back it up just a little bit. He hasn't seen us, so I might just pull these guys as far as I can this way. And go ahead and kill them before I take on the channeler. Now usually if he sees you, and there it is, he has buffed them. I don't know exactly what it does. I believe it's just straight extra damage. I could be wrong though. I haven't looked up the actual details of the buff that he drops on them. But he should be coming around that corner any second. So let's go ahead and get that done. Raise our shield, and there it is. He starts shooting magic missiles at you, for lack of a better word. I can't remember exactly what the spell is called. But he starts doing that. And we're just going to try to get him... God, of course. We got him right down there by the Balder Knights. Now, later in the game, there are some channelers that are regular enemies, but for now, this one is a one-shot enemy. So this is the channeler that if we kill him, this is the one, he will not reappear. So, God. Just, I hate this guy. I hate everything about him. We don't have a great shield for blocking magic. I don't want to draw the attention of the Balder Knights, which unfortunately I did. God dang it. Alright, here we go. Time for a tangle. And of course it was the rapier. God, this is just my least favorite enemy out of the Balder Knights. Luckily, we were able to... God, and of course I can't kill him with a backstab one shot. Now, on the channeler, generally the rule is 2 times larger than you. If the enemy is 2 times larger than you, you cannot backstab the enemy. 1.5 times I believe is okay, but I've never actually tried on the channeler. I usually just get in there and wail on him from the front. Because as I said, I usually play a character with a fairly large sword. So usually I'm able to 1 or 2 shot them, so I can just run up to do an attack and they're gone. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Now, unfortunately, in this new build, like I've said, it's going to take quite a few more hits than I'm used to, so I'm trying to adjust playstyle and get used to that. But until then, we are kind of stuck with a playstyle that I'll be the first to admit I'm kind of incompetent with it. So let's go ahead and take the bandit knife, because if I recall correctly, I can one-shot the Balder Knights if I hit him in the back with the bandit's knife. So if I can get this guy on the stairs the right way, I'll be able to sneak around behind him and get that in there. Of course I can't, so I'll just wail on him. He's not going to do anything I want him to do because he's a jerk. Now, you generally want to hit some Estus as soon as they're already in an attack animation, simply because an enemy just like you, if they see you using Estus, they will do their best to charge in and interrupt that with a attack of some sort. An attack of some sort? A attack? I'm not sure. But they will interrupt you with an attack. And because they do that, you will of course get, I believe because you're the player character, you still get the benefits of the Estus, but they still do a good amount of damage to you. And there's a humanity that I can use. But anyhow, as I was saying, you definitely want to try to avoid using any Estus in the middle of a fight if you don't know you can get away with it. But there I was able to, and here's a character that we can talk to. So let's talk to him. Oh, still human, are you? All right, let's...
Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
And the mystery key will open the door for us. Let's talk to this guy.
Lautrec of Karim. I truly appreciate this, and I guarantee a reward. Only later. Yes, very sorry. Your reward will have to wait. I've just been freed. Allow me some time.
All right, now he promises us a reward, but he tells us we can only get it later. I believe if I keep bugging him, he might give me a copper coin, but I don't intend to make use of those right away. We'll see. But I definitely do want to show you guys that I'm gonna have to end the video here fairly soon, but I do want to show y'all that I am making good on my promise, that we are gonna fight the gargoyle soon. I know every video I've been saying, oh, this video we're gonna try to get to it, but right up here, ladies and gentlemen, right up these two ladders is the actual fog door to the boss. As you can see, it just loaded in there. That's a fog door to the gargoyles. So next episode, ladies and gentlemen, we will definitely fight the gargoyles. Get that going on for us. But until that time, thank you for watching. Like, we truly do appreciate that you guys even watch for us. So thank you for watching, and y'all have a wonderful time. Until the next video, ladies and gentlemen, I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good one.